All right, quick question before we start. What if I told you that before saying "I do," some ancient African couples had to survive spiritual tests, public endurance rituals, and even symbolic kidnappings? Yeah, weddings weren't just ceremonies, they were full-on transformations. Now lean in, because this is one of those stories that makes modern weddings look kind of tame. Picture ancient Africa, long before white dresses, banquet halls, and Instagram reels. Marriage wasn't just about love. It was about ancestry, survival, fertility, community, and the unseen world. And before a couple could unite, they had to prove something to the living and to the ancestors. In many West African societies, the journey started with ritual investigations. And no, I don't mean background checks. Elders from the groom's family would secretly observe the bride's lineage. They studied her family's history. Were they known for honesty, fertility, spiritual balance? If hidden conflicts or curses were discovered, the marriage could be stopped before it even began. Because marriage didn't just unite two people, it merged destinies. Then came the bride's preparation period. And this part is wild. In several cultures, especially among the Yoruba and Igbo, the bride would be secluded for weeks, sometimes months. She wasn't just waiting around. Elder women trained her in everything: intimacy, household leadership, conflict resolution, fertility rituals, and even how to communicate with ancestral spirits. By the time she emerged, she wasn't just a woman getting married, she was considered reborn. And while all this was happening, the groom was suffering, respectfully. In parts of East and Southern Africa, young men were put through endurance rituals, physical challenges, fasting, long periods of silence, sometimes public ridicule. The idea was simple: if you can't endure discomfort now, how will you protect a family later? Marriage wasn't romance first, it was responsibility first. Now, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood rituals: symbolic bride capture. Before you panic, this wasn't violence, it was theater. In some ancient communities, the bride would pretend to resist being taken from her family home. Her cries weren't fear, they were symbolism. They represented the pain of leaving her lineage and the seriousness of the transition. Marriage was not casual. It was emotional, spiritual, and irreversible. And here's something that might surprise you. Before weddings, couples often underwent fertility blessings. Even before intimacy, elders and spiritual leaders invoked ancestral spirits, asking them to open pathways for life. Some rituals involved sacred water, others involved soil, seeds, or fire, life force elements, because love was beautiful, but continuity was sacred. Then came the public truth rituals. In some cultures, both bride and groom were required to confess past wrongdoings, publicly. Lies, betrayals, unresolved conflicts. The belief was simple: no secrets could survive marriage. If you entered with deception, the ancestors would withdraw protection. Heavy stuff. And the night before the wedding? Not romantic, spiritual. Offerings were made, libations poured, names of ancestors spoken out loud. The couple was symbolically introduced to the spirit world as a new unit. From that moment on, they were watched, guided, and judged together. Here's the part that hits hardest. Ancient African weddings weren't about the wedding day. They were about preparing for life. Every ritual asked the same question: are you ready to carry another human being's destiny without breaking it? So yeah, when you think about ancient African marriages, don't imagine flowers and music first. Imagine fire, endurance, wisdom, community, ancestors leaning in. And honestly, some of those rituals weren't just traditions, they were warnings. Because love is powerful, but commitment, that was sacred. If this surprised you, wait until you hear what happened after the wedding, because that's a whole different story.